On Saturday, we'll be celebrating the Vigil of Pentecost, and on Sunday, Pentecost. This year, we're going to actually celebrate something called the Vigil of Pentecost. It's kind of an extended version of what you normally see on Saturday. And so you might be thinking, wait, why is it any different than a normal Saturday Mass? Well, what we normally do on Saturday is actually called an anticipated Mass. And so what it is it's like if you take your Sunday, which goes from midnight to midnight, and then you say, that's not quite enough time. I want a little more. So we sort of stretch it, right? We take Sunday and kind of pull it back to 4 o'clock on Saturday and say, we're going to have a Sunday Mass on Saturday. That's what an anticipated Mass. It's one that we do in anticipation, essentially. A Vigil Mass is a little bit different. A Vigil Mass is properly set out by the church. There's specific readings for it, and it has a particular character about it, a character of waiting in vigil to get ready for this great feast. So we have vigils on our bigger feast days. So Christmas, Easter, Pentecost are the big three that come to mind immediately. I believe there's a few others in there too. Now, the biggest one of them all is Easter. If you've ever been to the Easter Vigil, it's different, but it's wonderful. So we have this ceremony with candles. We have readings which encompass the entirety of the history of salvation, because the idea, like I said, of a vigil is we're there together, keeping watch for this amazing thing that's about to happen. So we listen to how God has acted throughout history and the promises he's made us that we're about to celebrate the fulfillment of on the following day. That's what we do at the Easter Vigil. So we have a lot of Old Testament readings that are quite extensive. Then we sing the Gloria right in the middle of the readings instead of right at the beginning like we do at a normal Mass, because that's the moment when Christ in his light enters into the world. And at the Easter Vigil, that's when we turn on all the lights and we light all the candles, and it's amazing. Then after that, we read from one of the letters of the apostles, we read the gospel. And then Mass proceeds pretty much as normally, except we also celebrate the sacraments of initiation for our new Catholics at the Easter Vigil. At the Pentecost Vigil, it's more like an Easter Vigil than a Christmas Vigil. A lot of us have been to the 4 p.m. Christmas Vigil. It doesn't look much different than a normal Mass, but it has special readings for it and things. Pentecost Vigil has 4 Old Testament readings, but they're not very long, really. Compared to the Easter Vigil, you could probably fit all 4 of these readings into 1.5 of the Easter Vigil readings. The 4 readings together probably aren't even as long as the Passion narrative that we read on Palm Sunday. And so, but these 4 readings show us God working throughout history to prepare us for the coming of the Holy Spirit and the breathing of the Holy Spirit into the church to give it life on Pentecost. And so that's what those 4 readings prepare us for. Then after those 4 readings, we sing the Gloria, because again, that's the moment when God fulfills his promises in between the Old and the New Testaments while Christ was on this earth. And in this case, when he sent the Holy Spirit down on the earth. And so we sing that song of praise to God. Then we, again, read one of the letters of the apostles, we read the gospel, and Mass goes on as normal. And on Pentecost, there isn't anything extra after that point. And so we have this really beautiful opportunity to celebrate the Pentecost Vigil this coming Saturday. And it's going to be wonderful to just be able to sit and listen to all of the great things God has done for us. And to do it together as a community. So I'd invite you all, if you have the opportunity, to come to the 4 p.m. Pentecost Vigil on May 27th. I've heard that there might be cupcakes afterwards because it is the church's birthday after all. So you need cake for a birthday, right? So I hope to see as many of you there as are able to come. Thanks.